whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody, gather up close everybody. Kani move that body, kani move that body.
Tēnā koutou katoa I raro I ngā hihi o Tamanui te rā.
Tino wera.
Ki waho.
Yeah, ki waho, not in here.
We had the aircon pumping.
Yes,
but not anymore.
Yes, we needed it.
Can't have the sound of the aircon going as we're talking.
It's funny, like, it is so hot out there, and I know I should not complain about the weather.
No, I never do.
Because whenever it's winter time, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for summer.
Yeah.
And now that we're amidst this heat wave.
Particularly at night, when you're trying to get to sleep, if you haven't got the aircon.
I blast the fan.
Yeah. Do you do that trick I read on, I think it was on Pukamata on Facebook? You open a window.
It outside?
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried that yet.
It does work.
Oh, okay, I might try it tonight.
It does work. Hoi anō, tēnā koutou, nau mai hoki mai.
Alright, nau mai hoki mai.
Ki
Taringa.
Taringa. Episode
80. Episode Owa.
Owa. Hoi anō. Ane māua ko takutuhine ko Erika e whakapāho atu nei I konei marunga I te ipurangi, I te ipurau, I te bustling metropolis.
Of Te Awa Motu. I was about to say of Te Ipurau.
It does bustle here.
Yes.
Sometimes,
Yes, anyway, let's do that again because you've got to do the sound effects.
Oh, well, you do
In
that.
the bustling metropolis of Te Awa Motu.
You do hear a few moos in town here, though, in Te Awa Motu sometimes, with stock passing through.
Yes, you do.
Hoi anō, nau mai hoki mai. Anei, ki tēnei te ringa o Taringa, tēnei whakapāhotanga. Mihi nui ana māua kia koutou katoa. And we've got a line-up for you guys today.
Mm-hmm.
Hoi anō, before we get into our kaupapa, have you got our kiwaha?
I do have our kiwaha.
Kiwaha.
So our kiwaha today is kei hea mai.
Kei hea mai.
But I've always heard it as kei whea mai. Is that just because we're in Tainui or?
Interesting that because while we're on the WWH, there are iwi that they don't use the WH as profusely like we do here in this part of Tainui waka, I'd say. Like we say pewhia, kei whea.
Yeah, like pōhiri, pōwhiri.
Pōhiri, pōwhiri. Interestingly, though, not everybody in Tainui says manuwhiri. We say manuhiri.
Yeah.
But I'd say out of all the iwi or waka groupings, we probably use the WH more than anybody else.
So it's not just Tainui that does it. That's what I'm hearing here.
No, it's not just Tainui that does it.
Ah.
Yeah, it's not just Tainui. Other iwi do, but we use it profusely with a whole lot of other kupu that other iwi don't. I don't want to put a blanket over Tainui. It's really interesting. I'm on a dictionary committee at the moment, or focus group, and we're making this dictionary up of kupu Tainui.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to put a bit of a disclaimer in there, or a whakamārama saying these are words that are used in Tainui, but just because you don't use them doesn't mean you're not Tainui.
Ah, yes.
So like pēnei, pēnei, pēnā, pēra.
Yeah.
We also use whenei, whenā, whera.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, some of our native speakers or kaumātua, they use both. They'll say pēnei and they'll use whenei. It's not that they stick to one as well. Hoi anō, kei whea mai rā, or kei whea mai.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard of kei whea mai.
No.
It's kei whea mai.
Yeah, I've always heard kei whea mai.
And what does kei whea mai mean? It doesn't mean where it is. Where is it?
No, it doesn't mean, where is it?
Kei whea mai.
I understand it to mean that it's a positive praise.
Yeah.
So like, you're doing a mean job, that's awesome.
Yeah, and you could say it like this too. Like, you could do something, a task or something, and I want to, mihi te and I say, oh, kei whea mai rā, Erika. That's great. Yeah, and I could also say, oh, I went to a hui. Oh, man, it was such a good hui. Kei whea mai rā. Was really, really good. Yeah. So that's another way. Could be used as a standalone.
Oh, I went to the Sevens in the weekend. Kei whea mai rā.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, good on you. Did you go both days?
No, I just went on the Sunday.
Okay.
The only day that matters, no jokes.
I don't really follow Whutupōro, but I know that Aotearoa ko tātou ngā whakaihu waka o te ao. Ngā tō te ao, and I don't know, it just seems funny that we didn't even get in the final.
Nah, I mean, lost to USA, but good on Fiji.
Hard.
They won it last year, they won it again.
Yeah. Tēnā koutou e nā matamata huanga. There's a kupu hou for you all.
Mata huanga.
Mata huanga. Distant relation.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Mata huanga.
Yeah, mata huanga.
I need to write that down.
Yep, write that one down. And if you're listening, write that down too.
Distant relation, everybody.
Yep, mata huanga.
So, going on to words, kupu hou, and all of that. Our kaupapa o te rā nei is...
Te kaupapa o te rā.
You introduce it because I know you've...
No, you introduce it.
No, because I know that I'm going to introduce it as the wrong thing.
The kaupapa o te rā is borrowed words. Borrowed words or loan words.
Not transliteration.
No, and one of the goals of this broadcast of Taringa today is to encourage us to use that term, borrowed words.
Hea ha'ai.
Because a transliteration isn't the correct term for it. In linguistic terms, a transliteration is when you use the alphabet of another language instead of the original language. That's a transliteration. So if I was to get...
give me an example.
Well, if I was to get a kupu in Te Reo Hapanihi, in the Japanese language, it would be written in Japanese characters.
Yeah.
I would have to write it in English. I wouldn't understand it. So the transliteration of that word would be me writing it in English using the English alphabet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like...
That's a transliteration. Or the Chinese, the Chinese have got their own alphabet.
Yeah.
And their own way of writing. Same thing.
Yeah.
So it'd be me using the English... Or hieroglyphics, if I was to get some Egyptian hieroglyphics, and I'd probably have to get an archaeologist to help me decipher what it means. But to write them in English, that would be a transliteration. The other term I've heard is a phonetic transcription. And that's different again, I've come to learn. The orthography of a word is how you write a word in your language. For example, shoe, S-H-O-E.
Yeah.
And then a phonetic transcription
is what it sounds like.
Would be how I would write shoe, how it sounds.
So like I would put S-H-O-O.
Yeah, instead of S-H-O-E. So that's a phonetic transcription.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas a loan word is what we're talking about today, or borrowed words, and we want to whakatairanga i tēnei kupu, nā kupu Māori, ko te kupu mino.
Te kupu mino.
Yeah, mino, the origin is from the kupu minono.
Okay.
Or mino, which means to borrow.
Yeah.
Minono can also mean beg, but in this context, mino means to borrow, to loan.
Kupu hou for me.
And kupu mino means borrowed word, loan word.
Borrowed word. I'm just writing that down.
And kia ora, Lee Smith, who works at Te Taurewhiri Te Reo Māori, Māori Language Commission, and he coined that kupu mino. And that's the word that I like to use instead of loan word. The thing is, though, when I'm explaining it to somebody who does speak te reo or has knowledge of these kupu we're talking about, when I'm explaining it, they say, oh, you mean a transliteration? Then I've got to go and give the whole whakapapa of what transliteration actually means. So we've got to stop using transliteration.
So we're going to normalise te kupu.
I like that. One of my favourite words, normalise.
I know, you're all about normalising.
Yeah, normalisation. We want to normalise kupu mino i te reo Māori and i te reo Pākehā, borrowed word or loan word. And in te reo Hawaii, because I was asking te te auku tino hoa, engari kei tāwahi e noho ana, and he's been on Taringa before.
Yes.
Dr. Kaliko Baker.
Kaliko.
And we're having a bit of a Facebook chat here on Messenger, and their kupu is lawe kahiki.
Lawe kahiki.
Yeah, that's their kupu for
borrowed
kupu
word.
Mino, yeah.
Kupu mino.
And uala kahiki, and I said, well, what's the whakapapa of lawe kahiki? Lawe means take in their language.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Kahiki comes from uala kahiki, which is a foreign sweet potato.
So foreign then relates to borrowed again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I remember a couple of years ago when you were doing Mahuru Māori and you came down to Te Puro and pitched the idea of making a podcast. And I was sitting there trying to translate this hui in my head, and you kept using the word punua paoho. And none of us knew what you were talking about because we were like frantically searching on our phones in the Māori dictionary, what the hell is a punua paoho? And nothing was coming up. And then it wasn't until you said in Te Reo Māori that, oh, you won't find it because I just made that word up.
Yes.
You didn't borrow, you just invented.
Yeah, I invented it. And I think Stacey and Scotty came up with another kupu. I think they call it pāhorangi.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd like to have a wānanga with them about that, because I think pāhorangi means to broadcast over the internet. My understanding of what podcast mean is a snippet of a bigger broadcast, hence the pod.
Oh, okay.
Pod meaning small.
Yeah.
And cast, so punua means small or can be young animal.
Yeah.
And we also use in other aspects, like we have the expression punua kaumātua, which is a young kaumātua, and it's not demeaning that person, but they're an up-and-coming kaumātua, so they're not actually of age, they're not kaumātua.
One of those persons who's like wise beyond their years.
Yeah,
type of
and
thing.
they're sort of like in that sort of, succession plan, or they're coming up, they're going to be kaumātua one day. So I came with punua pāho, and that's what we use for podcast.
So if you were going to make, instead of the word punua pāho, if you were going to make a kupu
Mino.
Yeah, Kupu Mino version, what would you...
Probably a purikahi.
Purikahi?
Yeah. Podcast. A purikahi.
That sort of sounds like it could also be pussycat.
Purikahi could be.
Yeah, purikahi.
I'd probably say purikati.
Oh, yeah. Purikati.
But there's all sorts of kupu like that.
Yeah.
And I guess the weight of this conversation is, when can you make up a kupu mino?
Yes.
And I don't know if there's any rules around it, around kupu mino anyway, because our tupuna have been doing it for years and years.
Wait, let's go back. Where did it all start from?
Well, it came with the objects that Pākehā brought, and we didn't have kupu for. So, things like nails, ngera, blankets, paraikete, flour, prawa.
Parae.
Chair, turu, table, tepu.
Yeah.
That's how it started, pretty much.
And then even the days and the months, we didn't have a Gregorian calendar.
No, we didn't.
No, we had the maramataka.
Hence we have hanuere, pepuere, which I sort of went away from, but now I've gone back to because...
Why?
Because I've been enlightened by Dr. Rangi Mātāmua that in our effort to use the traditional months...
Yeah, but...
Or should I say star phases of the stars. I'd like to...
Yeah.
He hasn't used that. I'm going to tell him he should just call them star phases. Because they're different phases of the stars, not of the moon.
That's what
moon
our
phase.
new Māori months are named after, eh?
Yes. Put me in your next book, Rangi Mātāmua, star phases. So we've got 12 star phases, or the star calendar, I should say.
Yeah.
And Kohitātea doesn't match the Pākehā calendar January because of the rising and setting of the stars of Kohitātea and every other month after them. So January is going to finish this week on Thursday.
According to the
calendar.
actual...
But the Māori January or Kohitātea phase doesn't actually finish till the week after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a part and parcel of Inirio, I think. People are like, why don't you just speak English then, because it sounds like Kupu Pākehā. I hear that all the time. Well, what are you going to say for tūru then? E noho koe ki tō chair.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't sound right, because the sound of Te Reo Pākehā is different. Even though kei reira, chair, tūru, it's still different.
Yeah.
But then you've got other words that, they sound really, really like it, like aeroplane.
Yeah.
Aeroplane for aeroplane. And you say aeroplane.
Yeah.
Aeroplane!
Aeroplane. I think I like wakarererangi better though, because when you break down the word waka and rererangi flying, it makes more
waka,
sense.
which is a vehicle, or canoe,
That,
or vehicle. So our only vehicle was...
Transport.
Transport, that's right. Rere, fly, rangi on the sky.
On the sky. Transport flying in the sky.
Well, I remember when that word became normalised back in the 90s, way back. A lot of kaumātua didn't like that. They didn't like wakarererangi, no, because they saw a waka flying in the sky and they saw it as an omen, like they saw a waka Māori.
Oh, right.
And to them, they were more comfortable with aeroplane.
Interesting, yeah.
Yes, very interesting. So that concept of translation, giving a more classical interpretation of what that object does, the function of the object.
Yeah.
So you get wakarererangi, like that, as opposed to aeroplane. And, we've talked about rorohiko, electric brain,
electric
or computer.
brain, or kōputa.
Kōputa, and I've heard komeputa.
Komuputa,
Yeah.
Kamuputu.
Then there's things like we need to think about te kupu nei mo te, mohea ki etahi ko tā rātou kupu mo te phone is te whānau.
Yeah, and we were just talking about this before.
Yeah, wire.
It's wire because it was on
A
wire.
This shows the marrying of two, of kupu mino and kupu tūturu nei, like, so wire, phone, pūkoro, pocket, wire pūkoro, cell phone. But now, a lot of people don't even have landlines, or landlines are going, out, and it's just wire now.
Got rid of mine ages ago.
Yeah, how tō nama wire, not how tō te nama wire o tau wire pūkoro.
So, previously, could people have said, hea tō nama wire I tō whare?
No, let's just say how tō nama wire, because no one had cell phones.
True.
So that's where it all started, and there's examples of that through composition.
Yeah.
Like, etahi o nā mō tēte o muara.
Yeah.
Tētahi o nā mō tēte rongoni o te moti ko te waiata aroha nā irihi puhi wahine.
Yeah.
Mō roto mai o Ngāti Tūwhareto me Ngāti Maniapoto. And her famous song is Ka eke ki wairaka.
Oh, yeah.
Ka eke ki wairaka, ka tahuri whakamuri, ka ti ko te aroha. Te tia pui kake puku. So she uses tiapu.
Tiapu.
Yeah, tiapu, the jump.
Oh,
The jump
okay.
there, the jump there at Kakepuku.
Yeah.
To jump upon or jump there at Kakepuku. Tiapu, and she uses ka pe a taua, P-A, we will be paired.
Ah, taua.
Yeah, ka pe a taua. Yeah, we'll be paired.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, this is 1800s. We're talking about 1800s. So
Yeah.
some people have whakaro about kupu mino and say we shouldn't use them, or, hei aha te kupu mino, but I believe they have a place in the reo of today and will forever have a place in our reo.
Yeah.
And that's just one example of a mō tētea. There are others, and there are haka.
Yeah.
One of the famous haka from Ngāti Porou, poro paihana koianaka. Poro paihana, prohibition.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Poro paihana.
Yeah, and that was composed for Apira
Prohibition.
Nangata, because he was in government at the time.
Yeah.
And they put a prohibition on alcohol, and, Māori, people couldn't buy alcohol.
It would be easier to use a kupu mino in those senses where you're trying to get a point across, because if you used a new word that nobody knew, nobody's going to get it.
That's right. Yeah, and in some words you have to question, tā tāo tauira mo te wakarerangi me te ero praina. That's a good example of when we can use old knowledge for new things.
Yeah.
But then there are some things like te kupu pata,
Yeah.
butter.
Butter.
We didn't have anything like butter.
Nah. You'd have to translate cream getting churned
Yeah.
till it turns into this new substance called butter.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you called it pani kōwhai, it still
The
doesn't cut
yellow
it.
Rub.
Yeah. For your taste of bread, not your body. But kei a
Well,
koe
what
te
about
tikanga. Up to
what
you.
about tiakarete?
Yeah, tiakarete is the other one. But you could look at cacao. I think cacao is the native word for chocolate.
Yeah.
You could do something with
Yeah, because
cacao.
it comes from the cacao bean.
What about cafe?
Cafe.
cafe.
Oh, energy drink. Inu.
Inu pūngao is energy drink.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So, inu pūngao wera.
Yep.
A hot energy
drink. What would that be?
Coffee.
Oh, right. True, yes.
Peanut butter.
Yeah. See, peanutty pata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peanutty pata.
Peanutty pata. You
That's one of
sound
my-
very Italian when you just done that, because you done a peanutty
Oh,
pata.
it just reminds me of at school. That was one of our favourite words to throw around. I don't know why.
Peanutty pata.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even then, we don't follow the conventions. It's not pata peanutty.
Oh, yeah.
It's peanutty pata.
Well, how about ware whare?
Well, I say whare ware.
Whare ware.
But because they have e wāhi hou tērā,
Yeah.
and we only use that, ware whare or whare ware, when we're referring to the warehouse, the shop, not a warehouse place, like what we've got at the one.
Yeah. Because we all know the warehouse is the warehouse.
So you could look at, clothes. You got
Tihate.
tihate for t-shirt, koti
Yes.
for coat, tōkena,
Socks.
socks,
What's a dress again?
panekoti. Panekoti comes from petticoat.
We don't wear those anymore.
No, but
Those are old school.
we've kept the word.
Just like the wire.
And I think we may have talked about this kiwaha kua taka te kapa.
Yes, we have.
The penny
yeah.
has dropped. But a lot of rangatahi e mohana ki te kōrero Māori. So a lot of younger gen, or even, tō tāua whakareanga, knows what ko taka te kapa means, which means
But
kua
they
marama.
don't know what pennies are.
Yeah, if you said the penny is dropped, they say, what's that? Okay, well, that's where that kiwaha comes from.
Yeah, true. What about place names, though? So, in Aussie, is the Māori word for Brisbane, I think, Poihākina? But then I hear people use Piripane.
Poihākina is Port Jackson.
Ah, so that's the original
That's Sydney.
No, Kupu Mino for Port Jackson.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
Sydney.
Sydney. That's Port Jackson.
And then I hear
Poihākina.
people refer to Sydney as Hirini.
I just heard one the other day, and I've never heard it, was Hana Tere. Hana Tere for Huntley.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, it used to be used years and years ago.
Oh wow, and it's
Even
quite
the king,
widely known as Rahui Pōkeka.
Yeah, but before then.
Hanatere.
Yeah. So there are those, and we got Kemureti.
Oh yeah, Hamutana.
Yeah, Hamutana, Kemureti, Areka Hanara for Alexandra, Pirongia.
Oh true,
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. Areka Hanara, I've always liked that name, but I didn't realise it was Alexandra.
And people's names.
Yeah.
Hori, George.
Hori. Oh yeah, that's my brother's name.
Tākena Duncan. And te ahua nei I pai ki o tātou tūpuna te tangi o era kupu. They liked those, the sound of those words, of those names, I roto nui Te Reo Māori.
Yeah. What about your name?
Praone.
Praone.
Well, good question, because I'm not sure if it's
Kupu Mino.
Kupu Mino, or if it's Paraone, which is a salt of earth,
Oh.
which is what Leon likes giving me heaps about.
Yeah. Was there a more tuturu name for the colour brown though?
Parauri.
Parauri, yeah, I know
Yeah,
that one.
Parauri. So you got people's names, place names, clothes, transport. We've talked about ero preina. You've got motuka, motopaika, poti for boat,
Yeah.
takihana for tractor.
Rakihana, yeah.
Yeah, and then tools and implements. You got pene for pen, hawara for shovel.
Oh, shovel. Sometimes you have to think about these.
And this will have to be a separate podcast, but we'll have to wait till we've launched it. The dictionary that we're working on.
Yeah.
And there were these other farm equipment. I didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
But they were words that our kaumātua used and knew, but they're not operational anymore. They're things that aren't used on the farm anymore. So it's very, very interesting.
What about book and puka puka? So puka sounds to me like book. But why do you think they doubled it up?
Puka puka.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the many pages in there.
Okay.
And then you've got whārangi, which is page, but whārangi comes from a tree called whārangi.
Yeah.
And if you look on one side of the leaf, it's white like a page, and it sort of feels like paper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like when you're in the bush and you've got no toilet paper?
In your
Is
bum.
it those ones?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay, whārangi. That's
Yeah.
the whārangi tree. Cool.
Yeah.
Now I
E
know that.
whārangi ai.
Pepper.
Pepper. Anything thinner than paper
Yeah.
is referred to as aute. I've heard it referred to as aute, and aute is like tapa cloth. Our
Oh, okay.
koina tā te Māori kupu mo te tapa, he aute.
Yeah. He aute.
Yeah, and I think it only grows maybe up north and maybe in
the warmer climates.
Yeah, and then I think in parts of Hauraki, because that's where it's from, the pepeha's from there. Hauraki te aute te awhea.
Oh, cool.
That's their pepeha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so aute.
Yeah.
So here's a word we still use. Well, I do. For petrol. What do you use for petrol? E roto i te reo Māori.
I don't know if I've
you
ever
say
had
henu?
to use it. Nah.
Well, a lot of people use henu.
Hene, isn't it?
Penehini.
Yeah.
Te penehini, ne?
Penehini.
Penehini comes from benzene.
Oh, whoa, and nobody knows what benzene is
No,
these days.
it's not benzene anymore.
Nah.
Yeah, but that koina te petrol o mua, te penehini, benzene.
Yeah.
So koina tonu te kupu, ko te penehini.
But then hinu, does that really fit? Because that's fat.
Fat or oil.
Oh, oil.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Petrol's made from oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that fits.
Yeah, crude. Yeah, you get crude oil and then you can get everything else off it.
Okay.
So yeah, penehini is another sort of example of an English word that's become defunct or not even used. I mean, not just the word, but the object isn't around anymore, but the kupu has survived.
Yeah.
Ko te penehini. So we say rōpere for strawberry.
Yeah.
But in tūhoi, their kupu for strawberry is whiriki,
Whiriki.
because the company that imported strawberries into the takiwa was Farrick's company.
Ah, okay.
And they still use whiriki.
Oh, man. But mind you, again, they've got their own language down there.
Yeah, well, everybody has.
Yeah.
Riwa is the other one. So we use riwa. Riwa is also a kupu mino. Comes from Levi.
What?
Yeah. So Levi was...
So did somebody called Levi bring potatoes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So riwa is riwa, but you might... Some rohe call riwa taiwa. They don't use riwa.
Yeah.
I think if we done some rangahau into a lot of our kupu mino, we'd find the whakapapa of those kupu.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting.
What do you think? Should we invent new kupu mino for the ones that are still around that aren't really relevant to today, like benzene, penehini? We don't have benzene anymore.
In relation to that word, no, I don't think so, because we know what it means. To us, it means petrol. Doesn't mean benzene, even though the origin of it was benzene.
Yeah.
And you'd find koetahi o nā kupu Pākehā, or a lot of kupu Pākehā have their roots in Latin.
Yeah, they do actually.
Or German or French or whatever, and they can all go back to those languages. And they're far from the origin of that word, and yet we still use those words.
Like hydro pertains to water, and I think it's Greek. And so is the word photo. That means light. And so a photograph is a light graph.
Yeah. Yeah, hoi anō. So koina te reo Pākehā. I think those kupu that we still use today have a place.
Yeah.
Still have a place I roto I tō tātou reo I nāianui. Yeah. And heu aua ki te whakahe, ka reo e kaha whakahe I te rā reo. Yeah. Ka reo e whakahe I te rā reo I roto I a tātou.
What are some crack-up ones that come up in your guys' dictionary huis?
Ooh, I'm embargoed on some of them, because we're not meant to discuss, like, there's some ones in there that we're saying, no, don't speak about any of these kupu until we launch the dictionary.
Oh, true.
I don't need to share the dictionary ones, but like going back to Puhi Wahine, she composed Waiata because I won't say she was promiscuous, but she had a lot of male friends. Yeah. Put it that way. And
back in those days, it was normal.
Well, this was to do with her rank as well. She had the mana to point at a man and say, you're going to sleep with me tonight.
Yeah.
And she would be visiting a kāinga or village, and she was beautiful, she was stunning, and according to the kōrero. Yeah. So, who's going to argue with that, But a lot of the time, and I don't say this in a sleazy way, but a bedmate, someone to keep the bed warm. Yeah. They don't necessarily do anything. Anyway, on this particular composition, this waiata of hers, I think she's at Te Tokanganui Noho.
Oh, they just had an opening the other
Reopened,
day.
Had a reopening on the weekend. I think she was there at Hui, and she could hear some gossip on the marae, other woman speaking about her, about partners that she had or hadn't had, and she got so hoha with everybody. She stood up and sang this song, and she referred to the men that she had been with and the ones that she hadn't. And she was quite explicit in her composition of who she had spent time with, and it was very tongue-in-cheek. Interestingly, one of my tupuna was one that shared the bed with her. Yeah. I think he might have been one of the ones that refused.
Okay,
Yeah, and there weren't many. But anyway, the last verse, because she ended up with a Pākehā, the Gowith, I think, no Tiamani, te tangata nei, but Goti is the name, and there's lots of Gotis out there, and they all descend from Puhi Wahine. Anyway, in the last verse, she talks about this Pākehā that she ended up with, and so the whole verse of the waiata is Kupu Mino, is all borrowed names.
Oh, yes.
And so she says, Piofa ko homa.
Piss off, go home. Yeah. Oh my God, hilarious.
Who toro you, kamu mai preihi.
Who the hell are you?
No, kao. Who toro you? Who told you?
Oh.
Who toro you?
Who told you?
Who toro you kamu mai preihi?
To come in my place?
To come to my place.
To come to my place.
Who toro you kamu mai preihi prihi pikoeta?
Oh my gosh.
Please be quiet.
That's hilarious.
Please be quieta. Yeah. So same composer.
That would have been the talk of the town.
Yeah.
First of all, she's
I haven't seen,
getting up there and calling everybody up, but then she's doing it all in Kupu.
A whole verse.
Yeah, all in Kupu Mino. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
And she's being cheeky too about it, eh?
Yeah.
You know, so she is one of the renowned composers of her time and is still talked about.
Those Kupu Mino, they're like whole new phrases. Like she's
her ones, the ones that she used.
A whole phrase, not
I've never
just
heard
each
anyone
word.
use Te Reo like that.
Yeah.
And I use it as an example a lot when I'm explaining Kupu Mino and, you know, its place in our history, in the history of our language.
Yeah.
But, you know, talking about whether we should do away with them or I don't think, you know, you go up north and Kupu Mino is a part of Te Reo.
It actually is.
Yeah.
Like kranima.
You won't hear them say kuia koroua.
No.
It's kranima, kranipa. Or kranimama, kranipapa.
Yeah.
You know, whāmare is another one I've heard.
Whāmare,
Yeah, for family.
Ankara, is that one of the ones?
No, I heard that in Tūhoi.
Oh, okay.
But see, even that's different again because it's not angakara, it's ankara. We haven't got any words like that.
Yeah, true. There's usually a vowel straight after.
And they have S's up north as well. You know, they say pi-sai-sai and sira and they've got all sorts.
Oh, really?
That's another episode. Need some northern talkers on here.
I remember being at school and, you know, we'd be doing waiata or haka or something, and at the end, you just automatically, subconsciously do it without realising, but you'd go, kisio wehi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where does that
come from? You don't hear that much these days.
No, you don't hear it now, but yeah.
And then we started saying, we got cheeky with them, we used to go, kiss me on money. Yeah.
Doing a bit of puhi wahine styles.
And while we're on there, and this may not be the way out of the wiki, or maybe, we'll see what Mukina thinks, but when I was little, and I just say that...
Hey, that's a Kupu Mino too.
What?
Mōkena.
Yeah.
Morgan, Mōkena.
Yeah, kia ora Mōkena. Motuka e tirawa. That song used to crack me up.
How does it go?
Motuka e tirawa e, māku e taraiwa e, tangi ana, tangi anga, uka.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye e te iwi e. You know, when I first heard that song, I thought, oh, that's cool. I used to laugh, motuka e tirawa e, māku e taraiwa.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that word taraiwa and thinking, oh, that's crack up. So I can say one discussion we had was around the word taraiwa.
Oh, really?
And how kai makes something an act of an action. They say you've got kai whakahaere, coordinator. Kai ako, teacher. Like the kai makes someone an actor of that.
Of that action.
And we were saying kai taraiwa, you shouldn't have to say kai taraiwa, driver. It's just taraiwa instead of kai taraiwa.
But then how do you...
Well, it's a Kupu Mino. Taraiwa is driver. It means driver.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get you now. It doesn't mean drive.
Yeah, no.
So I get
taraiwa
you now.
Taraiwa means driver.
So like...
Koe te taraiwa.
Mahi, work. But then when you put kai in front of it, it's worker.
And who's in the car with the driver?
Passengers?
Yep. And do you know the Kupu Mino mo te passenger?
Parehiana?
Pāhihi.
Pāhihi.
So that's an old one, pāhihi.
Yeah.
And while I'm thinking about pāhihi, you got pāhi for boss.
Yeah. But
so
again, bus.
Yeah, but pahi for boss. For bus, sorry.
Yeah.
Boss, bus. And pāhi also means pass. I learned telling the time, kua ta pāhi. Hawhi pāhi.
Oh, yeah. And now it's like, haurua mai I te, hauwha, blah, blah, blah.
The main thing is you learn the mai and mai ite and kite.
Yeah, from and to.
Yeah, it's past.
Past,
yeah.
Yes.
Kua ta pāhi, haurua mai te. So on this side, and kite, haurua, hauwha kite and hauwha mai te.
Hey.
Yeah. So I grew up I learned to tell the time.
Yeah.
Kua ta pāhi.
Oh, I hope you learned how to tell the time.
Hawhi pāhi.
Yeah.
And kua ta kite. And I still use that.
Kua ta kite?
Yeah, kōrero.
Yeah.
Kua ta kite rua.
Kua ta.
And I still use that today. I still use it.
Yeah.
I don't even...
Oh, yeah, I've never heard anybody use that.
Hawhi pāhi te ta. Hawhi pāhi.
No, the kua ta.
Oh. And you've got hawhi pai.
Yes, hawhi pai.
Yeah. Going back to the word pāhi, a Kupu Mino that has two meanings.
Yeah.
So like our kupu Māori that can have 2, 3, 4 more meanings.
Yeah.
Same mo ngā kupu mino. And pahi is a good example. So
Yeah.
pahi is either boss or past. And
Or
then
bus if you say pahi.
yeah, and then pahi is company of people, group of people.
Oh.
Yeah, or travellers can be travellers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, you know, he mana nui te tohuto.
Yeah, hard.
I've heard people use pahi, kari e pahi. He's not going to pass.
He's not going to pass.
Yeah.
Oh.
Koina, he nui nā huatanga o te kupu mino. I think it's a conversation that, you know, meheme e ako ana te tangata i te reo, that they don't get hung up on kupu mino.
I hear people these days getting all up in arms about the way te reo's being taught now, and that it isn't the same as the old days. But I guess it'll be because everyone's put all these new structures in place and they've got all these big flash words for things these days. But really, back in the day, they may have just used all the simple words.
Ko te communication te mea nui. E nā le te whamana mai Ngāti Porou.
Kei whea mai.
Yeah, kei whea mai. One of my Ngāti Porou teachers, waretau.
Say it again, communicahana.
Communicahana. Koina tana kupu, communication.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Was it hard to pick what that
And
one
it was
meant?
easier for them to communicate something with those kupu mino.
Yeah.
Yeah, in different times, you know, you need to think ka reo te whakaiti o tāua pakeke, and you still hear some of it a little bit today, not so much because that generation is gone. You know, there's a lot of our kaumātua that would have said that aren't with us anymore, that had that. And I don't want to call it an attitude. It was just a world view, I guess, because Māori back in their times weren't as well travelled as Māori are today.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's
I
just...
think everyone's a lot more open-minded now.
Yeah, open-minded, and it's due to lots of things, you know, transport, social media, everything, technology. You know, we can be at a tangi on the other side of the country or hui.
Yeah.
Don't know why I just went straight to tangi, but
Ugh.
you know, so
we either always go to food or tangi.
Whereas a lot of tribal groups, they wouldn't have travelled out of their district that much.
Yeah.
They would have stayed in there within their waka confederation or even in their takiwa. There wouldn't be many occasions when they would actually travel out.
Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you can still stay in your own iwi confederation, but all the knowledge and things can come to you.
Yeah, there's no stopping the exposure of us, of our tamariki mokopuna to not just te reo, but te ao, huri, the world.
Yeah.
Unless you know, go and stay in the bush somewhere with no TV, no reception or anything.
Ai, ko te communicahana te mea nui.
Ai, ko te communicahana te mea nui. I probably wouldn't have said that like 10 years ago. Even my view of kupu mino today is very different to how it was.
Okay.
You know, 10,
so
15,
how was it 10, 15
years ago? 10, 15, 20 years ago. Well, I would have been one of those ones that's saying, no, let's find tētahi kupu tūturu.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's on their own journey as well. You have these points of enlightenment in anything you do. And, you know, I roto I te reo he pērā anō. You've got to grow and you have that journey. Koina, I think ka kapi a tāua tēnei wānanga mo te kupu mino.
Ai.
Part 1.
Part 1.
We will have a part 2 and hopefully we get a special guest on for part 2 at another time. Because Erica loved that waiata so much and she just loved the communicahana in it, of what it meant.
Yeah.
And it was just
kei whea mai.
Yeah, she was like, kei whea mai rā. Anei tātā te waiata, motika, iti rawa e.
Motika iti rawa e, māku e tarai mai. Takiana, huka, maki te hui. Motika iti rawa e, māku e tarai mai. Takiana, huka, maki te hui.
my gosh. Nah, do the ooga.
Oh yeah, ooga, ooga. Far, man. And it used to be cool when someone had a horn like that on their car.
Yeah.
You used to hear them?
Yeah.
They still got them down
Don't get
your
them
ways?
these days. Nah.
Usually they were like on a big old school Holden or something, eh? Or
Yeah.
Valiant, usually.
Actually, just doing that sound, it reminded me of more names, but for animals.
Yeah.
So the noises that they make would then become their name.
Yep.
Are those Kupu Mino na?
Well, I don't know, because like a hey is
Or
a hey.
chicken.
Yeah. But then they go hey. They don't go
No.
But we go, oh, kei te kai
But
But
dogs.
yeah. Oh. So that's, now you're talking about
Oh, that's the sounds that they make. though.
onomatopoeia. Or in Te Reo, and this is one of the only kupu Pākehā that you can spell out the same and say it in Te Reo. Say onomatopoeia is ono
Mata.
mato.
A mato.
It's actually mato, yeah. Ono mato poeia, P-O-E-I-A. That's how I remember it. Ono mato poeia.
Ono mato poia.
Aye. The natural sounds of the environment of yeah. So, but
that is flash.
yeah,
Kei
so-
whea mai.
kei whea maira, but yeah, he kupu Māori tērā, te au a te kuri. But yeah, koina te reo te kuri. Au.
And we're going to right on out of here.
Who let the dogs out?
Who.
Hoi anō, tēnā o te koe, any closing comments tōhine?
Carl, not that I can think of right now. You got
Yep.
any?
No, but we had a good tāti.
What's a tati?
Starts! Haven't you heard that?
No.
Have you heard mai te tope?
Yes,
From
I've
the
heard
top?
mai te tope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And koenei ka tāti, we're going to start.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, mai te tāti, taino mai ki tēnei wā, he pai
Ki te
katoanga.
whinihi?
Ki te don't know about that one. But you know, if you want to use whinihi. Hoi anō, e mihi atu nei ki a koutou katoa, i whakarongo mai ki tēnei whakapāhotanga, te punua pāho nei o Taringa, and I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, me too. Keep on tuning in out there. More listeners, the merrier.
That's right, and the more listeners, the Māoria, because we get te reo out there,
Yeah,
and
true.
yeah, tā tātou whakamahi te reo me nā whakaro ki tō tātou reo. And I actually think we'll post up some of those kupu on our page.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
Do it.
kupu mino, and people can share ones that they've heard. So, koina hoki te wero kia koutou, there's the challenge. Some mahi kainga mā koutou. Keep your taringa open for any kupu mino you may hear, or some kupu mino that we didn't discuss today, and even we didn't even go into, like, I know particular hapu and iwi have their own kupu mino as well that others don't.
Yeah.
Hoi anō, ka nui tēnā, e mihi atu ana, hei kona mai rā.
Bit whakarongo pi kari kari. Gather up close everybody buddy. Taringa. Yeah, tahuri mai ki o. Whakarongo ki te tangi a te kori mako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds. Kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare mai, o Taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
Taringa, he mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.